she's a professional diver. There was Maria from Sweden, who was a naval captain, and although she didn't have a family, she was still chosen because there wasn't an overabundance of female naval captains who wanted to be a part of the experiment. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure she was the only one, because as I'm going to explain in a second, there was a purpose to all these women having family and children. There's also Mary from the USA, who was a waitress and pretty much signed up just because she thought that it could be interesting, or at least that's the initial reason she signed up. We'll get more into the psychology of why she did in a bit. There was Edna from Israel, who was a former soldier and now doctor, who pretty much signed up because she wanted to prove to herself that she could do it. There was Rashida, I believe that's how it's pronounced, from Algeria, who she was a scientist and researcher who studied pollution and wanted to be a part of another research study. And now on the guy's side, there was Isoke from Japan, who was a photographer. The general vibes I got from him is that he also just signed up because he thought it sounded cool. There was Jose from Uruguay, who was an anthropologist and wanted to be a part of someone else's study. There was Fernando, who was an Angolan priest. I'll mention why he was chosen in a second. And Charles, who was from Sicily and was a radio operator. I kind of get the general vibe that he was in it for the fame because there was a lot of media coverage around this experiment. So if you listen to like the specifics of those names I just mentioned, you may have noticed a few commonalities. For one, all 6 of the women, if you could tell, were for the most part more experienced or had more experience with this topic than the males did, and that was on purpose. Whenever they got out to sea, all of the women were given the important jobs, things like navigation, storm watching, boat management, whereas the men were given jobs like stacking the food cans and sweeping the deck and stuff like that. And this certainly wasn't in a girl boss go equality kind of way, old world showmanship kind of way. His belief was that if you put women in power and specifically gave them authority over men, it would cause such an angry, hate-filled attitude to rise up in the men, would begin just getting violent and punching each other. Because for everything that he's doing here, he's doing to try to prompt a physical reaction. Also, with the exception of a couple, all of the women were married with children. That's because in the aforementioned monkey experiment that happened, it was shown